This healed, by the way. This right here is healed. We just shaved it, so it's all the way healed right here. We added into this piece. We added all the stuff right here and around. I pretty much freehanded everything around here. But we did his whole leg. I'm gonna show y'all his whole leg. Good, y'all. I'm gonna jump straight to the point. I'm not much of a talker when I'm tattooing. I typically listen to podcasts or listen to audiobooks. Sometimes I listen to church, self-help stuff, or whatever. I like to do a thing I call habit stacking, right? Where I do something that I enjoy the most with something I don't like to do typically, which is reading or things of that sort. I like to learn. I don't like to really listen to music. So I like to just zone out and get to it. And then here and there, I'll talk to my client. But they know it's all love. We have the TVs on and we stop, take breaks, all that good stuff. But believe it or not, this tattoo right here is fully healed. All this stuff is fully healed. The skull is fully healed. We started recording a little bit late because I started freehanding it on them and stuff. We were just throwing and bouncing ideas. And sometimes when you're in the flow of things, especially tattooing, you're in the flow, man. You just going, man. And he gave me free reins and I jumped back to what got me known. You know, I started as a freehand artist. So I drew it on him because we had all these weird fillers and stuff like that. We was trying to see how we were going to complement the piece. And sometimes in tattooing, less is more. So I just started toying around with certain things. I was like, well, let me put this glitch right here. Let me do this. Let me do that. And 99% of this tattoo, I did all with a mag. I did it with a 15 curve mag, 23 curve mag, a 35 curve mag as well. And what I'm doing right now, I'm angling my curve mag to an angle and I'm utilizing my curve mag to get these straight lines, and I'm turning my mag into a liner right now. That's typically what I did with all these different shapes that you see. When I'm tattooing, I like to break my tattoos down in simplest form, where I can process it. A good thing that you can do while you're tattooing is just see everything as shapes. What shapes are you seeing? And another good thing when you're tattooing, try not to get too overwhelmed, man, because stopping back and trying to look at the entire piece, especially if you're working on big pieces, if you aspire to do big pieces one day or however, I do a lot of big pieces. People fly in and get a lot of big pieces from me. The key to doing big pieces, right? Y'all listening? The key to doing big pieces is to focus on one section at a time. Don't bounce your eyes anywhere. Focus on this section. Complete that section. Go to the next section. Stand up. Analyze what you're doing. Sometimes you have to stop. Get a mental break. Now, don't be one of those artists who take so many breaks in between the tattoo. The artists who do that, in my opinion, y'all the worst, bro. I've been tattooed by people like that, and I hated it. Just bouncing around and just seeing that person. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta smoke. I gotta. Nah. You know, when you're in this setting, be a professional. Understand that this person is hurting. Sometimes understand that this person is paying for your time. Understand that this person has a threshold, and the more breaks that you take, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, it can put a threshold. It can pull them to the threshold. So you always want to be mindful of that. But yeah, man, I had a couple things on my mind. I was like, you know what? Let me do this voiceover. Let me get some stuff off my chest. And I was just thinking, man, I was talking to one of my mentors and we were talking about a whole number of things. And it made me reflect back on my tattoo journey. And just looking back at my tattoo journey, being a self-taught artist, trying to find an apprenticeship, searching for apprenticeship, coming from a small town where at that time the only shops were, white shops, and they didn't want anybody like me at the time. It was only biker shops and things of that sort. They didn't even look at my portfolio. And I remember feeling so defeated. Going back home, after seeing the post, they was looking for an apprentice, and I was right there by the shop, and I came there. They didn't even look at it. And I was faced with a roadblock. Damn, do I quit? Do I stop doing what I'm doing because they don't want me? Or do I prove them fucking wrong? And you know what I did? I proved them fucking wrong. So the key to being successful, right, is to never take the first no. So they turned me down, then another shop turned me down, then another shop turned me down. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. If you guys are going to keep turning me down, I'm just going to start going to professional shops and getting tattooed. And I'm going to see how you're doing what you're doing. So I hopped on YouTube University. I learned as much as I could. The first thing I learned was sterilization. The first thing I learned was sanitation. Okay, how do I get my license? How do I learn more? How do I get my bloodborne pathogen? How do I do this? How do I do that? Those were my foundations because I always wanted to make sure I was clean. Then I would practice drawing every single day. I would draw on anything I saw. I would paint on anything I saw. You couldn't stop me. And then I became a marketing machine. I learned when all the clients, I was in college at the time, so I learned when every school had a refund. I would make flyers, put it up on it. I would go to different schools I wasn't supposed to be in. I was trespassing. I was going to all girls schools. I was going to schools that rival schools, put my flyers up on breaking into dorms when the RA wasn't looking and sliding my flyers through the doors, putting my flyers on cars, going to the gym, put my flyers on cars. But I was searching for a client, and all I needed was that one yes. And when I got that one yes, it was on. It was fucking on. And from that point, the internet elevated me. This was back in 2010. This was back in 2010 when social media was just getting prevalent. And it was nothing that could stop me. And fast forward, all those no's that I got back then, mind you, only 2 years had passed by. Some of those same shops reached back out to me, right? And wanted me to come in their shop. But at that point, I had already made up in my mind. I had put too much, and I was too much invested into what I was already doing. I had the forethought to know that I was my own brand at that point. And it was nothing that could stop me. Why give you what I have when I can build my own at this point? And that's what I did. So reflecting back on my tattoo journey, it was a lot of different things a lot of different obstacles that I went through. I had to, and I'm not going to sit up here and lie to y'all and sugarcoat anything because it wasn't a straight line. I got fucked over plenty times. Fake magazines, clients saying they'll come back and they didn't come back with the money, people not booking, or people, trying to do all kinds of lying and all kinds of different situations. But each one of those no's, each one of those L's that I took, I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down. And I thought, how can I not make this happen again? So when people did those things, I created systems. So each time I would reinvest in myself and I would make a system. Every time I ran into a roadblock where I saw in my business and my brand that I wanted to build and who I wanted to become, I made a new system to ease that. Because let's be real, they feed you that bullshit and say, being an artist, oh, you create the best thing through pain. You create the best thing through stress. That's bullshit. For me personally, I want to be as calm as I could possibly be. I don't want to have a worry in the world. I want to feel like a kid when I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to be at ease. I don't want to be hectic, because in this industry, no matter how great certain artists are, a lot of them are not great business people. A lot of them are not great at marketing. A lot of them are not great at branding. So when you are doing what you're doing, always keep in mind that you are an entity. You are a business. Do not just look at yourself as an artist, because you will fail every time. You would just be the talent and you would just get fucked over time and time and time again. So creating systems, and I will make a video on that later on, creating systems that would set you up for success or run your mental. And then I was just thinking about systems, and just thinking about just the industry as a whole. And I just been reflecting, man, like it's about to be 15 years, and the state of the industry from what it is now to what it used to be is completely different, right? When I started, we was drawing stuff on paper. If we didn't have iPads, we didn't have all this different technology. We had to get our art. We would actually get our art from magazines. I would look at people on magazines, Ink magazine, Skin magazine. It was so many different magazines. I was like, damn, these are tattoos. I know some of you guys don't know, Ed Hardy is actually a tattoo artist. We would see these people get tattoos, and we would have to go to conventions. But the state of the tattoo industry, and I'll be completely honest with you, it's weird as hell right now. It's weird as fuck. I'll be completely honest with you, it's weird as hell right now. Because now, though I love what I do, now we are in a state where people have realized that we actually make money tattooing. Because for a long time, it was, type basis. We were more underground, but now we've become more commercialized. We're on TV, and now the makeup industry has bought out so much of the things that we once owned as tattoo artists. That's why the inks are changing, different regulations. And I know some of these conversations a lot of y'all not privy to, but I'm really tied into the industry with a bunch of, powerful people. I have a lot of great mentors around me, like world-renowned people around me, and yeah, a lot of stuff is changing. I won't say the actual owners, but yeah, let's just say a part of the industry the makeup industry owns, a part of the industry a famous shoe company owns, a large part the famous shoe company owns, that the younger generation loves to death. But it's kind of weird now that everybody wants a piece of the pie of the industry, and the integrity of the industry is fading, because now it's a cash cow. And artists, if you're not careful by what I just said earlier about being an entity and being smart, you're gonna get fucked over. And the good thing about becoming your own brand, your own entity, and learning how to brand and learning how to market, and again, I'll make a video on this too later on, is you learn how to negotiate when these companies come around. You learn how to sit in certain rooms. You learn to think of yourself bigger than just a tattoo artist. You find out how to even get in those rooms. Because your greatest worth is your net worth, and your network is your greatest worth. Always remember that. You need relationships. You need great people around you all the time. I know y'all came to this video for like color packing and all the tips, all the tricks. But trust me, man, this gonna be some of the greatest game that y'all gonna ever get. I can show you 100,000 fucking tips and tricks I learned from all kind of artists and stuff like that. But this is something you're not gonna get from anywhere else because they're not gonna talk to you about this shit. You feel me? One day, somebody's gonna come across this video and say, damn, he was fucking spitting right now. Like straight up. Straight up, bro. Straight up. And the game I'm giving y'all, you have to actually be in these circles to actually know some of these things, bro. But anyway, man, just thinking about the industry, thinking about the state of the industry, and reflecting on a whole bunch of stuff. I love what I do. I love my career. Tattooing changed my life. But one thing you should always know, the biggest haters that you ever gonna have are other artists. Nobody hates artists more than artists. You get in all these different groups, the more that your name grows, right? This is another part of networking, and you have to have discernment. Be very careful with who you align yourself with, because you are going to attract a lot of people. The more that you grow, the more that you put time into yourself, the more that you put time into your work, people are going to feel that aura. You have to have great discernment. Before you connect with this artist just because you like their work, understand who you are aligning yourself with. Because the enemy of your enemy is your friend, and you do not want to create false enemies. You never want to do that, because we're in the game of closing the deal, closing the sale. We business people first. We artists second. That's what this community is about. So just be careful who you align yourself with, because that can shape your whole career as an artist. Just be mindful. And like I said, just thinking about my journey and reflecting, so many things that I learned. I remember, shout out to Caesar. I remember when I used to work at Black Ink, and I learned so much stuff about the actual TV side of things. And that's a whole different animal. That's a whole different world as well. I ended up opting out and not wanting to really do it at the time, because at the time I really wasn't into the, TVs and all this other stuff. But I learned a lot of game from Caesar. People can say whatever they want about Caesar, but I always give that man his flowers, because he was the only shop that ever allowed me in his shop. From that point on, he was the first shop to ever allow me and accept me and bring me on. From that point on, I've had my own shops. You see what I'm saying? But I never talk bad about Caesar. I learned so much about branding and marketing and looks and the psychology of things. And man, y'all just don't understand, bro. This shit runs deep. I'm just giving y'all so much game. I'm trying to process it. But yeah, y'all, this is right here. It's about the end of the video. We're wrapping it up right now, and we're going to get some of Brando's thoughts about his pieces and his experience and everything like that. So, man, just tap in.
Like, at this point in the game, especially when you put time into the game, all these years in the game, I feel like it's just a disservice if you don't give nothing back to the game, bro. But that's where I'm at now, bro. I'm at this space now where I'm trying to find the value that I add to other people. Because when I started tattooing, bro, it wasn't, nobody even wanted to apprentice me. So I found somebody on YouTube who was adding game, and then here I am 15 years later still doing it. I don't know what the hell, bro, I never met him, nothing. It was just a random dude I found on YouTube. I was watching this shit every day, bro. But I just feel like it's the rite of passage, bro, because sometimes as tattoo artists, we get trapped into the mode of the money that we made, and all this money we made. Oh, this client pays me X amount of $1,000 per session, per day. And we don't never give back, and then we just get caught up and consumed within ourselves, bro. I see it all the time with different artists, bro. If you look at the game in totality, and if you want longevity and people to remember you, the people who lasted the longest were either the people who were hyper fucking good, extraordinary good, where they just created a new lane or whatever. At this point, tattooing, it's no genre you can create. It's so wild, it's so everywhere. Or the person who gave back and added value. And guess what? The person who added and gave value, 9 times out of 10, they'd be more popular than the person who's the hyper, uber, successful person, bro. So I just be looking at them people, bro, because they can do great art on people, but it's also a great thing when you make somebody feel good too, and you get the art, and you get the person. That's how you get people to show up for you in different occasions and stuff, because it's some great artists who ain't got no money. It's some world-renowned artists who now they can't live off their name no more, because now people don't care about the names no more. They care about the artists, bro. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I started doing, really just diving into content, because I didn't just dive into content because I want to be monetized with money and stuff like that. But I just always want to just leave something behind, for sure, beyond my art. So like, when the client, we can't talk for the art. People can't look at what we do and the art talk. But I also come from the era of the tattoo artists don't talk, be mysterious, don't say nothing to the client, be an asshole, all that type of shit. So it's weird just see the game change. I remember first coming in the internet game, everybody's internet artists. I was one of them. I was the first generation of the internet artists. I got on YouTube, Instagram 2011. That's when it really popped off on social media for real. And look at it now. Now I know the same old dudes are trying to learn how to do all this stuff now, like all the internet stuff. And now the game has evolved again. Now we gotta fucking do skits and dance and all this. We gotta show our outfits and shit like that. It used to be so simple back then, but it's only because people are attracted to the brand, bro, and not just the art no more. It don't matter about the art. People try to see, is this person a good person? Is this person not my values? People want to go to people that don't. So we don't give back, or we don't talk over. You don't even have to talk with them. You just don't even show who you are, bro. I feel like it's a big disservice to, for one, your business, your brand, and everything, because just doing art only gonna take you so far if you don't want to grow. If you want to just be the same and just do tattoos and whatever, bro, I feel like everything's just gonna plateau. But me personally, bro, I want to leave a legacy. I want to be a person who impacted people's lives, not just because I touched your skin or tattooed you or however, but I want to be a person that they look, damn, bro, really impacted my life. Just like when you was telling me, bro, different styles of apprenticeships and stuff like that. Again, bro, the first time you met me, bro, I never said anything crazy. I never met you. None of that stuff, bro. Ever, bro. It was always conversations like this late at night. I used to tell you, bro, don't be the first one to leave, bro. Be the last person to leave, bro. Stay here and like look at the little stuff. Stay here and do this, bro. And shit, bro, like, look at you now. You tattooing. People coming in looking for you, bro. That you remember what it felt like when you was tattooing, when you was watching us tattoo, and you was like, damn, I can't wait to be out. I remember you used to say it all the time, bro. What that feel like now, bro? You come in and I'm about to get tattooed. I'm really like somebody's coming to get tattooed by you, bro.
I've got to say, man, it's definitely like a dream come true, because who would have ever thought we're over here creating art on people that lasts for the rest of their lifetime, which is just like, it's an amazing opportunity, and it's just something you can't even imagine working every day, a regular job. So it really motivates you to want to pursue something that you really want to do for the rest of your life. It's really motivating. That's all I gotta say.
Bro, I got something, bro. You probably don't remember this, bro. I might drop the clip on YouTube, bro. I might drop the clip, bro. But I got when you was apprentice, bro. And you, like, the day you made it as an artist, bro. That was the funniest shit ever, bro.
Man, that was crazy.
Bro, you do something? Bro,
crazy, man.
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna insert the clip below. There's just a small clip, it ain't crazy. But it was funny as shit. We died laughing that day. Y'all, we just wrapped up this leg swing. At this point, this is over 10K at this point. And we just added the finishing touches to it. And I'm gonna drop the video real soon. We just had a little dialogue every time we work. Sometimes we hop into these deep conversations and stuff like that. So I was like, shit, man, let my people back home see it. Let my community see it. So y'all like the video, turn the notification bell on. I'm subscribed, man. Always, man, be good, be great, man. Kaytovenn. I'm out, man. Peace.
And these right here are the final results. Right now, this is the stopping point where we are. And the whole objective of this piece was to just have fun with it, not to overthink. And you see, we still got this little space right there on the side. We're gonna figure that out. But the main objective was to play in space, but have this techie, gamer, surrealism type of piece. And as you can see, the skull, all that is healed. So we just decided to play with shapes. We just kept seeing shapes. I kept thinking of shapes. So I got my pen and I just became a kid again. I just started drawing and I was just like, these shapes are speaking to me. As you see, I got the triangles breaking off like little pieces of glass or something like that. It's like an expression or something like that. And I got the pixels right there. And I was just feeling the greens and the oranges and all kind of stuff. But man, if y'all like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, man. Always, man, be good, be great, peace.